Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lacey. So today is the last video of 2018. Personally, I'm really excited for New Year's. I'm ready for the new year, like it's like a whole new start. Most people, it's like a new day. It's just another day to them. It's not a big deal. But for me, it's like, I don't know, if you go in with a positive attitude, like I feel like the year's gonna turn out better. And also, I want to start setting goals and sticking to them. This is my New Year's Eve glam makeup tutorial. I will honestly probably do this look for New Year's Eve. This is something that when I think of New Year's Eve, this is just what I think of. Very glittery, smoky, just glam look. So yeah, this is what I came up with, and if you guys want to see what I used and how I created this look, just keep watching this video. I am going to go ahead and do a voiceover because, well, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in my background. You guys can probably hear my washer or my dryer right now. The washer was going, people upstairs, people getting home from work. So if you guys like this video and you like this look, give it a big thumbs up. And also, if you are new here, I would appreciate if you take a moment to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And also, if you hit the little bell next to it, that will inform you every single time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into this look. Alright guys, so first things first, I'm going to start with my Kat Von D signature brow pencil in the shade dark brown. I don't know why dark brown just works better for me, but I'm going to just make a line underneath my brow, making it the shape I want it. And then also I'm going to brush the hairs downward and do the same on the top, just making a line, just shaping out mapping out the shape I want. And then I'm gonna just kind of make hair-like strokes in the front of the brow to give it that more natural look. And then taking my spoolie, I am going to comb through it just to give it that nice ombre effect and make it just look a little more natural. And then taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills dip brow in chocolate and this Morphe angled eyeliner brush, I'm going to dip into the dip brow, coating both sides. And then taking the cap, I'm going to kind of just press it onto the lid, wiping off excess product and kind of flattening the brush some more. And I mainly focus this on the end of my brow because I want it to be the darkest, and I'm just shaping it a little bit more, giving it a little bit more color. And then I just take what's left and I just run it through my brow in the sparse areas. Taking this Alamar Cosmetics brush, it's just a flat shader brush in my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I coat both sides of this as well, wiping off the excess product on the side of the container. And I get it as close to that line underneath my brow that I made as I possibly can. And then I turn it on its side to just kind of like blend out the edges of the concealer. And then the reason for the product on the other side is so I can flip it over without having to dip in 45,000 times. And this is where it gets complicated, but I just follow the lines that I made, making it look really clean and sharp, and any mistakes that I made, I'm just cleaning those up now. And I am using the same concealer, just a little bit darker of a shade. Using that same concealer, which is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, but this one is in the shade Medium 1 Custard. In this flat Morphe brush, I am just going to prime my eyelids. I find this is the best possible eyelid primer I have ever found. And I bring it kind of far in on the inner part of my eye because it's really hard to get foundation and concealer in there after you have done your eyeshadow. And then taking my beauty blender, I am just going to blend that in and make it look flat and get rid of all the lines. And I went in with this Nightingale palette first, and I just wanted a really cool tone transition shade, but I just start by blending that and packing that into my crease. And then taking this fluffy blending brush, I start blending the edges of that just to make it look very seamless. Then I decided that I really didn't care for that color, so I went into the Thirsty palette using the color Subtle. And this did darken it up and was more preferably the color I wanted, so I was happier with this choice. And I'm just pretty much doing the same thing I did before, just putting it right over that other color that I had laid down. And then taking Parched out of the Thirsty palette and that same brush I blended it with before, I'm just using that to blend the edges. And then taking the Alien palette by Jeffree Star and this flat brush from Alamar Cosmetics, I'm taking the color X-Files and I'm going to put that on my outer V and then also bring it slightly into the crease. I just want to say that this brush, the M562 brush, is seriously perfect for blending out very small areas or putting just a little bit of color into your crease and keeping it very tight in your crease. This brush is very cheap. You need to get one. I promise you will not regret it. Taking this RG18 brush by Morphe as well, I'm going to just blend out the color a little bit more, the X-Files color that I just placed down. Taking a small detailed brush, it's not quite an eyeliner brush, a little bit thicker, I'm gonna go in with the color Black Hole from the Alien palette, and I'm gonna just kind of stamp this into a V shape on my outer corner and then slightly bring it into my crease. I just wanted it to be a very thin line at first until I go in and blend it out further. Black is a very tricky color to work with. It is like the hardest color to work with. So my recommendation is to start small, put it in a very focused area, and then change your brush sizes, but just tap in the smallest bit each time with each brush and just kind of start blending it into where you want it. You'll see in the next few frames that I keep changing the brush, but it gets bigger and bigger every time. That's because when I blend it with a bigger brush, I know that I am fanning it out more and more, and you just gotta sit and work with it until you get it to the opacity that you like. Taking my NARS concealer one more time and this very thin flat brush from Morphe, I'm going to first take a different brush. Sorry, I know that's kind of confusing, but I'm just taking a bigger flat brush and kind of just putting this in the general area of where I want my cut crease to be, because I find that bigger brushes cover more area, obviously. And then I'm going to go in with this smaller brush and I am going to just stamp it into the area that I want the cut crease. And the smaller the brush, the finer the line, but the smaller the brush, the more time it's going to take. Taking another flat brush by Morphe in this glittery shade from the Thirsty palette called Filthy Rich, I am just going to first take the brush and kind of stamp it
all around, and then I realized it wasn't giving me the opacity that I wanted, so I just took the brush and stamped it close to the edge of that cut crease, and then I went in with my finger and just kind of put it all over, and I quickly realized that is the best way to use those shadows with a lot of payoff. And then taking that black hole shade again out of the Alien palette and a clean M506 brush, I am just going to shade the black and that Filthy Rich color together just to give it a seamless blend and there's no harsh lines. And I use stamping and swiping motions to do this. Moving on to the face, I am going to take my Optical Illusion Primer by Urban Decay. This is one of my all-time favorites. I am going to just kind of focus that on my T-zone. I did use quite a bit, so it kind of got everywhere. Taking my Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation and mixing it with my NARS Natural Longwear foundation on my Y7 brush, I am just gonna put this all over my face. I mix the shades because one is a little too pink and one is a little too yellow, and it kind of just gives me the perfect color that I need. And then using my Maybelline sponge, I just go over that without any excess product on the sponge to just make sure I get rid of all the lines and everything looks seamless. I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. This is my hands down favorite concealer, and I'm just gonna put a line underneath my eyes, down my forehead, down the center of my nose, my chin, and my cupid's bow, and this is in the shade Porcelain. Using my beauty sponge, I am just gonna blend that in. And a little trick that I do, because I don't like to use tape, I feel like sometimes the eyeshadow can get underneath the tape when you use it to get a very straight line on your edge. I just take my concealer on the edge of my beauty blender and kind of pinch it and make a line, cleaning up my outer edge. And then I am taking my Y1 brush by Morphe and this Laura Mercier setting powder. And I don't like to bake, so I just tap in a little bit into the setting powder and just kind of tap that underneath my eyes. Because if I bake, I find that it makes me like really creasy. Taking my E34 brush and this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder, I am just going to press that into the rest of my skin, not swiping, pressing, because if you swipe it can cause your foundation to move around. Moving on to contouring, I'm going to take my Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. This one is for light to medium skin, and I'm going to dip into the cooler toned contour shade and just carve out my cheekbones, the jawline, and my forehead. And then out of the same palette, I am going in with the bronzier shade on this PK4 brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to run this pretty much over the same spots that I did with the contour, just being a little less precise about it. And then I'm going to highlight using this Glow Kit by Miss Rose Cosmetics, I think, taking this color Yellow Princess. And I got this palette from a PR package. You can obviously tell it's a dupe for the ABH Glow Kit. I've never got to use none of this stuff, so I figured I would today. And then moving on, I'm going to use this Glitz Glam eyeshadow by Beauty Glazed. I also got it in the same PR package, and I just want this yellowy gold shade out of there because I wanted more glitter on my eyes. And I'm just putting that right over the Filthy Rich shade that I used out of the Thirsty palette. Alright, so to finish up the eyes, I was taking the Alien palette and dipped into the color Gravity. And I first used this color to kind of add some warmth back to the eyes and just smoke out that lower lash line. Then using this flat but still kind of fluffy Morphe brush, I took the color Ghost OG, which is a very deep gray, and I smoked that out as well underneath the lash line. And then using a flat shader brush, I also dipped into Black Hole and kept that really close to my lash line. For my inner corner and brow bone highlight, I took the color Pluto from the Alien palette because I wanted something that was obviously going to pop. Using my favorite eyeliner, which is the Always On Gel Liner by Smashbox in the shade Brood, I'm going to put this in my tight line and in my waterline. And I still wasn't happy with how much glitter I had, so I took this Urban Decay Heavy Metal glitter liner in the shade Midnight Cowboy. And at first I was just going to put it on the line where I cut my crease, but I decided I wanted to put it on top of all the other glitter, so I just put it right there on the spot that I cut my crease, stopping at the black line. For eyeliner, I took this I don't know how you say it, but anyway, I got this from a Allure subscription box, and I'm not going to do a wing, I'm just going to make a thin line so it kind of conceals the lash band. And for mascara, I took this Hourglass sample and learned very quickly that I didn't care for it, so I went in with my Lorac Pro Pomade Mascara. And to make sure my eyebrows stay in place, I took my Essence Make Me Brow in 02 Brownie Brows and ran that through my eyebrows. And I decided to actually show a clip of me putting on eyelashes. I know I never do that, but I am using my Allure in Vegas Cine lashes. These are my hands down favorite lashes of all time. And for lips, I took this Mama Star lipstick by MAC. I got this also in a PR package, but I obviously have lip liner on in this clip here. I don't know why my camera just didn't decide to record that or something, but it was just some cheap pencil. I very quickly realized that I didn't even like the way this looked, so I ended up putting gloss on later, and I also used the MAC's lip glass. And finally, for setting spray, I used Maybelline's Master Fix.
You know what I just realized? I didn't put blush on. It's fine though, because this actually looks super bomb, you guys. Like, I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and I didn't think the lipstick would go with the look at all, but I'm actually really happy. And it pretty much looks like the second look I did with the Alien palette, because I know I used pretty much almost all the colors out of there. I wanted something a little bit different. Like last year, I kind of did a look like this, similar to this, and it was more like mauve toned and a little more warm toned than this. I wanted this one to be a little more cool toned, as I said, and also I wanted to use like a yellowy gold. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. The products that I've gotten in my PR package, I actually am pretty satisfied, because a lot of those are like actually knockoff products. Like, I know that the glow kit is called Miss Rose, and I know that like this is a knockoff of the ABH glow kit. And then also this Beauty Glazed palette, it's not a knockoff, but I know that I've heard a lot about this brand, but I've never actually had anything from them. I don't recommend getting these things off Wish. If you guys were to buy anything, I go to beforeverglammed.com. I will leave a link down in the description box, because that is where I got these products from. Oh, I got other stuff, I just haven't pulled them out. I never did get to play with all this stuff, and it's just kind of been sitting down here because I have so much makeup as it is. But anyways, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this look. I am going to be recording a favorites of 2018 video right after this one, so be watching for that. I had everybody vote on either this video or the favorites of 2018, but I wanted to get this one up first because I obviously can't, it would be kind of odd for me to you know, upload this after the new year, but if I wait on the 2018 favorites, it won't be as like weird for me to be like, I wouldn't miss my mark, you know what I'm saying? So be watching for that, you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I don't usually do voiceovers, but with all the noise in the background, I just felt it would be better if I did it this way. I want to say have a safe and happy New Year's Eve, you guys. Happy New Year. And I want to also take the moment to thank you all for the love and support you have shown. We have gained over 300 subscribers this year, which is awesome. It is so awesome. Every subscriber is very important to me. It means a whole lot. Without you, I would not be growing and receiving these products that I receive. I really appreciate every single one of you, and thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. Let's start the new year right. So if you guys want to, if you made it to the end of this video, make sure you go down and leave a thumbs up and the emoji, and also tell me what your New Year's resolution is, because I know, like, for me, my personal New Year's resolution is to, I want to do more giveaways on this channel, and I would love to quit smoking cigarettes. It's such a nasty habit, so I really would love to stop, and I've been smoking for way too long, and I just need my health back in shape, okay? Anyways, guys, thank you again. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video in the next year. Bye! Oh shit, did I break it?